If you've tried the weed killers at the big box stores without much success and are looking to take things to the next level, this video is for you. Coming up, I'll show you how I keep my lawn weed-free so you can too. It's easier than you think and works for both warm and cool season grass. Let's get started. The way to keep your lawn looking its absolute best is by using a specialized herbicide called pre-emergent. Pre-emergent works by killing the weeds right when they begin to sprout, but before they can become a big headache in your lawn. Now, when it comes to choosing pre-emergent, there's tons of options. Realistically, they come in two major categories. You have granular options, where all you need is the same spreader that you use for putting out your fertilizer, and you also have pre-emergents that are sprayed as liquids. So we're gonna cover both of them. We'll talk about the pros and cons of each. When it comes to granular pre-emergents, really the biggest benefit is that they're just easy. All you need is your broadcast spreader, which most of you guys probably already have. You set it appropriately, and then apply it to your lawn, water it in, and then you're all done. Now, here I've got two different options. We have one pre-emergent called Prodiamine, where the active ingredient is called Prodiamine, and then another one, the brand name is Dimension, where the active ingredient is called Dithiopyr. Both are effective as a spring pre-emergent, and really the difference between the two of them, the pros and cons, are that Prodiamine is a little bit less expensive and can last a bit longer, whereas Dimension controls more weeds and can also control young crabgrass. So either one of these will work well. If you live in maybe the southern states, in Florida, South Georgia, southern Texas, places where you don't really have cold winters, then maybe Dimension is a better choice, because if you have any crabgrass growing in your lawn that's young, this has the ability to take care of that. When it comes to the timing, as far as when you apply either granular or liquids, you're gonna wanna have the pre-emergent applied prior to the average 5-day soil temperatures being in the mid-50s. So there's various websites you can go to. You can get on Google and just simply search for average 5-day soil temp and then your zip code, and websites will come up that will tell you what those temperatures are. What you're aiming for is when soil temps are in the high 40s to low 50s, it's a great time to get your pre-emergent out. This product needs to be applied and watered in prior to average soil temps being in the mid-50s, because the weeds that we're trying to prevent in our lawn, that's when they begin to grow. So a general rule when it comes to pre-emergent is a little bit early is better than a little bit late. All right, so we've covered granular pre-emergent. Again, they're both great options. If you just want the easy button, then either one of these will be a great choice. The second way of applying pre-emergent is by getting a product that is sprayed as a liquid. So what I have here today is a product called Resolute 65. This is a dispersible granule, meaning that you will mix it with water, and then you'll use whatever sprayer you happen to have and then spray it on your lawn. And just like with the granular, you water it in and you're good to go. So whereas with the granular pre-emergent, all you really need is the product and your broadcast spreader. When it comes to liquid pre-emergent or pre-emergents that are sprayed as liquids, you need a few other things. So you need obviously the product itself. You will need a food scale, some kind of a scale to accurately measure out how much of the product that you need to use that's correct for your particular grass type. And I also like to use a bit of blue marker dye because it makes it easier to see where you've sprayed on the lawn. So a little bit more involved, but it's not terribly bad. Now, regardless of whether you're applying granular or liquid, it is super, super important. Actually, come in just a little bit closer. No, lean in. I know you're not listening. Come on, lean in just a little bit closer. It's really important that you read the product label. Really important. Because the answer to the question you guys probably have is, how much of this should I be using on my lawn? All of that is in the product label. In addition, the label is going to recommend that you wear shoes with socks, long pants, a long sleeve shirt, and gloves. Out of an abundance of caution, I also like to wear safety glasses whenever I'm spraying liquid products on my lawn. Now, between the two, the liquid pre-emergent is a bit more involved, so that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. One additional advantage to liquid pre-emergent, which I haven't covered yet, but it's kind of a bonus, and it's a good consideration as well, is if you have weeds already growing in your lawn, going with the liquid route gives you the option to mix post-emergent herbicides along with your pre-emergent, so you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. You can prevent weeds and take care of the weeds that are currently in your lawn. So let me get rid of the granular bags here and we can get to that. I'll show you a couple of different options for taking care of that. All right. So if you have weeds in your lawn, I know none of you guys have weeds in your lawns are weed free, but for your neighbors or someone else that you're gonna send this video to, there are a couple of different, I'd say, herbicide combinations that work well with this, and it really depends on what weeds you're trying to control. With Prodiamine, and if you have a cool season lawn, you could use a herbicide like Tenacity and Sedgehammer. These two, this combination will work well along with Prodiamine, again, assuming you have a cool season lawn. So we're talking about your Kentucky bluegrass, your fescue, and your ryegrasses. That's where Tenacity and then Sedgehammer is going to be a good choice. For my warm season brethren and sisterin, we can go with Celsius for broadleaf control and then Certainty for sedge control. So really, again, these two can be stacked along with this for warm season turfgrass, and then the Tenacity and Sedgehammer can be stacked with Prodiamine for cool season turfgrass. So it gives you a couple of options in case you're trying to control weeds and prevent new weeds from growing in your lawn at the same time. All right, so the one other piece of equipment that we're gonna need to be able to apply this, which I'm gonna go through right now, is a backpack sprayer or a sprayer of some sort. It doesn't have to be a backpack sprayer, but you will need a sprayer. Now, when it comes to mixing pre-emergent, one of the things that I recommend, or how I like to go about doing it, is you want to fill the sprayer anywhere between halfway to 3/4 full with water and stop there. The reason for that is because it makes it easier for you to mix the product if there's a little bit of air for sloshing it around and getting it all suspended, and versus if you fill it all the way up and then try and add products, it just doesn't work as well. So as far as the process goes, I would fill it 3/4 of the way full and then get ready to do your mixing. All right, so what I have here now is the correct amount of pre-emergent for my grass type, which is a Bermuda lawn. Just to give you an example, this is 3.2 ounces, which is the high rate for 4,000 square feet. Again, read the product label to get the correct rate, which is right for your lawn. Don't just follow this because it does change based on the kind of grass you have. And the way we're gonna do this is we'll open the tank, we'll add the Prodiamine, just like so. Pretty easy. And then we will add some blue marker dye. I really like this because it makes it easier to see where you've sprayed. So we'll add that to the tank. And there you go. All right, so the thing that you have to keep in mind with Prodiamine is that you have to shake it quite a bit to get it well suspended. So I'm gonna put the cap back on here. And what you'll be able to see is as I shake, it will go from yellow, or pockets of yellow, to blue. So if you look there right now, we've got some bluish green in here, but it's not quite 100% as yet. It's not fully mixed. Again, like somewhere between 20 to 30 shakes, depending on how strong you are and how well you're shaking it, will tend to get it suspended properly. But again, it needs more than that. So I would give it a good shake like what I'm doing here. All right. So now that we've got the Prodiamine and the marker dye nicely combined, what we'll do is we'll take the top off and we'll finish filling it up. We've got some water here. We'll fill it up to 4 gallons, which is what I need for 4,000 square feet. So right there, very nice. Put the top back on, and you guessed it, we'll give it one more shake. All right, just to get it nicely mixed up. Good. So now you're all set to really go spray your lawn using this product. When you are spraying pre-emergent or really any soil-based product, for the spray tip, I'd recommend that you use a flood jet tip. I'll have a link in the description for this where you guys can find these as well as everything else you see here. But a flood jet tip is very important because it produces a larger droplet, which is what you want when you're trying to put a product down that needs to get in the soil to be able to work. Well, guys, I hope you guys found this useful. Applying pre-emergent really isn't that difficult. It's not as challenging as folks might lead you out to believe. And it's literally one of the best decisions you can make as far as keeping your lawn looking its best this spring and summer. I'll see you in the next video.